We have just gotten word former President Donald Trump has been indicted by a grand jury in New York. Trump was under investigation by the DA's office for his alleged hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And I feel bad for the guy. He didn't even really have to be president. He had a lot of money. He had a great life. And he decided to run. He won. He got in. They took him down. And now they're trying to nickel and dime him for a private agreement he made with a woman, 8 years ago? That has nothing to do with politics. Wasn't paid through campaign funds. This is a disgrace.
Oh, fuck. Uh-oh.
Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis, let's get to it. It's Thursday, March 30th, 2023. Welcome to Day 800. The Manhattan grand jury voted to indict Donald Trump for his role in the hush money payment made to a porn star during his 2016 campaign. The felony indictment makes Trump the first former president to ever face criminal charges in U.S. history. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg has been investigating whether Trump falsified business records in a way that could constitute a campaign finance violation. Michael Cohen has claimed that Trump directed him to buy the silence of Stormy Daniels for $130,000 during the closing days of the 2016 presidential campaign, and that Trump later reimbursed him for the payment through the Trump Organization as a legal expense. This is a developing story, so stay tuned. Meanwhile, a federal judge in Texas invalidated one of the mandates of the Affordable Care Act that requires insurers and employers to offer certain preventative healthcare services, including some cancer and heart screenings. U.S. District Judge Reed O'Connor ruled that the law's requirement that ACA plans cover HIV prevention measures violates federal law that guarantees religious freedom. The lawsuit was brought by 6 individuals and 2 Christian-owned businesses who argued that the mandate would make them complicit in facilitating homosexual behavior. In 2018, O'Connor struck down the entire ACA on the grounds that the individual mandate is unconstitutional. The Supreme Court, however, upheld the ACA. It was the 3rd time that the Supreme Court ruled that the ACA was constitutional. Meanwhile, House Republicans passed legislation that would increase oil drilling and mining on public lands and waters. The Lower Energy Costs Act would increase domestic production of oil, natural gas, and coal. It would also cut some environmental regulations, ease permitting restrictions for pipelines, refineries, and other projects, and repeal sections of the Inflation Reduction Act, the landmark climate change legislation that Biden signed into law last summer. All but one Republican, including 4 Democrats, voted in support of the bill. Chuck Schumer, meanwhile, called the package dead on arrival in the Democratic-controlled Senate. Biden has also said that he would veto the measure if it reaches his desk, calling it a thinly veiled license to pollute. In completely unrelated news, a train hauling ethanol derailed and caught fire in Minnesota, triggering an evacuation of the residents living near the crash site. The evacuation order was lifted hours later. 22 cars carrying ethanol and corn syrup derailed around 1 a.m., and 4 of them caught fire, according to a BNSF railway statement. The fire burned for more than 8 hours. Moving on, the Senate passed a bill that would end the national COVID-19 emergency, which Trump declared on March 13, 2020. The resolution cleared the House earlier this year and now heads to Biden's desk, where he says he'll sign it despite his opposition to ending the COVID-19 emergency. And finally, Kevin McCarthy again declined to say whether the House would consider an assault weapons ban following the Nashville school shooting. When asked about calls for gun reform, McCarthy filibustered the press conference. A Democratic lawmaker, meanwhile, yelled at his Republican colleagues and repeatedly called them cowards for not supporting stricter gun measures in the wake of Nashville. While several lawmakers walked by Jamal Bowman without engaging, Republican Thomas Massie stopped to tell Bowman that there's never been a school shooting in a school that allows teachers to carry. Massie added, "Calm down," And Bowman responded, "Calm down, children are dying, 9-year-old children. The solution is not arming teachers." That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.